Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by the Not2Shabby shop. So this is the brand new November 2020 release. We have these two cute little sentiments. This one has a cute little bunny. It says warm winter wishes and a fox, and I love they have their little hats and there's a little cup of cocoa there. And then this one has the you warm my heart, happy holidays, hello winter, missing you, and then the two little trees. So they are super cute stamp sets. So this one's called Winter Friends and this one's called Winter Sentiments. And I thought it would be fun to make a little bookmark out of them. So I have a little piece of heavyweight cardstock here. I am going to cut it down just a little bit. So I think I want this to be about 2.5 inches wide. You may or may not be able to see that there is already some texture added to this, and I'll show you guys why in just a second. Actually could probably get, if I had done 2 inches, I could probably get 2 bookmarks out of it. I think this doesn't look like it cut straight. I don't think it did cut straight. It most certainly did not. Okay, I will straighten it out later. Not going to worry about it right now. All right, so I do think that is a little wide. I am going to keep this one because I think I can make another bookmark out of that one. I'm going to slim this one down a little bit. Oh, and I can't measure apparently because that's 2.5 there. All right, that would be part of my problem. Okay, so now we have a 2.5 by 8.25 inch strip, which is fine. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp these images, color them in. It's going to be really simple, really pretty. I'm going to start with these trees, I think, in the background. All right. Actually, do I want to mask these guys? I think I want to mask them. Let's mask them. Alright, so we're going to fussy cut those out real quick. I am using Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo masking paper, which is really easy to stamp on the white side, and then it basically becomes a very easy to remove adhesive paper so that we can stamp whatever image we want in the background. And I'm not going to get too precise with this. I just really want the outline of our images here. I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending and stamping, and I don't want my characters to change colors. So that's the little fox. We'll do our little rabbit here. Whenever you're cutting little images like this, it's easier to usually just have a sharp pair of scissors, and you'll notice that I am moving the paper in each corner angle that I need to get to more than I am moving the scissors. It's just easier to get into those angles if you hold the scissors pretty still and just turn your paper to getting into those angles. And all these little nooks and crannies, I don't have to worry about being precise there. I just want to get pretty close around. You don't really want to leave a border. You want to kind of be very tight up to that stamped line. And what's nice is you can use this masking paper a couple of times. So even if you just use it once, it'll still remain slightly tacky, that you can use it on a couple of different projects. So don't throw your masks away. Just keep them with your stamp packaging. And then you can reuse them. Okay, so we have our 2 masks. So what I want to do is create this little scene. So I'm going to put my little masks down first. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we will do our ink blending and our coloring around it, if I can get the masks off. Okay, so then we don't need the blue part. And you can pick these stamps up, and most of the supplies that I'm using for the second part of this at Jamie's shop, at the Not2Shabby shop. The link is down below, as well as a 10% discount code if you are interested. All right, so now I'm going to bring in, I want to do some ink blending, so I'm bringing in an ink blending tool and some Speckled Egg Distress ink, which is a light blue, and I'm just going to lightly rub some of that ink onto my blending foam. And I just am going to give this light color of blue around the edges. I don't need to deeply saturate it. Okay, that looks pretty good. You can add more if you want more blue, but again, doesn't need to be a lot. And now I really want to stamp the trees down, which will be, I'm going to stamp those in some VersaFine Flare green pigment ink because it's a very saturated ink. And of course, you can use whatever supplies you have. Not using anything super special at this point. I think I'll use, this is called Shady Lane. And because we have our masks, I don't have to worry about ink getting on my little critters. Oops. And I have another green. This one's called Rainforest, which is a little bit darker, I believe. pretty good. I do want to get a second generation stamp of this tree, so I'll stamp it over here. And then, oops, that's not going to work. There we go. So second generation is when you stamp off some of that ink so it's not as dark, it's a little bit lighter looking. Okay, that looks good. And I want to stamp my sentiment nice and bright. And I think I'll go with a bright blue. And I'll just do something simple like Hello Winter. Different color blues. I'll go in with Paradise, like a turquoise blue color. Okay, that looks great. And then there are some little snowflakes, so I do kind of want to scatter those around. I'm going to add some other different colors of blue just to switch up the color scheme. Okay. All right, and then I want to remove my masks. Ooh, you want to remove them without ripping them. Carefully. Oh, this one's going to rip all over the place. Okay. Actually, I'm going to leave the rabbit on there because I need to restamp our little fox. And I have this brand new Hero Arts Intense Black ink, which is supposed to be good for alcohol coloring Copic markers. So let's try it out. Okay, doesn't look bad. And now we want to remove the mask for our little bunny, which is also stuck down. If you don't have masking paper, you can also use Post-it note. Post-it note paper, that'll work as well. Obviously, you want to be a little more careful with taking them off than I am. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we're going to color. Now don't leave yet because we have a little bit of surprise at the end here. And I'm just going to use some of my alcohol markers to color them in. So let's see what color we have for our fox. We have a little bit of, yeah, it's like a little bit of lighter on his tail here that we can see. And I don't do a whole bunch with coloring, you guys. I just lay down some coloring, blend it in a little bit, and that's it. I don't go all crazy with my coloring. And this is some, I think it's Accent Opaque 120 pound cardstock. So it's not even like smooth blending cardstock. It's just heavy duty cardstock, which honestly for a bookmark is fine for me. Okay. All right. Good enough for our fox. Let's make our bunny gray. I think gray would be good. Let's do some warm grays here. All right, so just gonna real quick color everything in. Here. I'm gonna do a little bit of black jelly glaze pen on their noses. Okay, and we're going to color in their scarf. So I think because he's already reddish, we are going to go green for him. Some darker greens here. All right, now there is a little paste there, which I really can't do anything about, so we're just going to ignore that. And for our little bunny, we'll go in with a little bit of red on the mittens. Red in the scarf. And red in the hat. Okay, and then for the little puffs that they have, I'm just going to do a little bit of C1, which is a gray, just to give it a little texture so that it looks kind of puffy. Just kind of flicking the color on there. Now a little color to her face. Be careful, I have that gel pen there. Almost smeared everything out of the way. Okay, so I think they look pretty cute. I'm pretty happy. So the final part, which is the fun part of this, is the gel that I had put over it was actually Deco Foil Transfer Gel Duo. And in case you're not aware, Not2Shabby shop now carries foils. So we are going to foil where I put the gel, which was the snow formation. So in order to do that, I need to bring my mini Mink in. You can also do this if you have a very hot laminator. So I'm going to bring my Mink in. And we have this really pretty holographic foil. This is called Glass Slipper. It's a really bright blue holographic foil, and we're going to foil our snow. Okay, so I am just going to cut a piece of this. Now what I did yesterday is I took the Lawn Fawn Snowy Sky stencil. So here is the stencil. As you can see, has that snowfall. Also could be used for confetti. And then I ran this Deco Foil Duo Transfer Gel through the stencil. I let it dry overnight. That's what you see as the resist on top. You can certainly leave it that way, but I'm going to add some of this really pretty blue holographic foil as soon as I can find the end of it, because there's two pieces stuck together. Here we go. All right. So I only need a piece about yay wide. You always want to store your foils in their original containers so they don't get all scratched up. And of course we are going to dusty. And then I do have a transfer folder. So we're going to put that right over there. Okay, and I'm not worried about the bottom piece because we're only foiling the top, and we're going to put the folded edge through our ink machine without crumpling it up. Probably should have cut some of that excess off, but we'll be okay. Okay, and then once it's done foiling, I have a piece of lamination plastic because we want to laminate our bookmark. So we will we'll line that up and we'll cut that down to fit. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to reveal the foiling by just pulling that off. So now we have these holographic blue snowflakes. Snowflakes. And then it's really cute. Hello, winter is the scene. I want to add a little bit more blue to the bottom here. Just grab my ink blender and just blend in some ground. That's all. There we go. That looks better for me. It finishes it off. Okay. And then before I laminate it, I always like to stamp the back of it that I created it, so that whoever gets it, if you don't like the colors coming through the back, you can always cover that with a piece of patterned paper. And now what we're going to do is we are going to laminate this. So I have a piece of regular laminating plastic. And I'm going to cut this to fit around my bookmark, which if my bookmark is 2.5, probably want to do like 2 3/4. Let me see if that's going to fit because we want a little bit of space around the edges. Want a little space at the top, a little space at the bottom, and a little around the edges. Okay, so I'm going to make my laminate a little bit larger than that. Okay, and we're going to cut through that. And have a little piece left over for another bookmark if I want to make a smaller bookmark. And now you can laminate with your ink machine. You want to follow the instructions in the book. I think it says 1 or 2 if you're going to laminate. But I'm going to run it through. We'll be okay. All right, so now I just need to separate my laminating sheets. Here we go. We're going to slide my bookmark inside there. And again, I want a nice border all the way around the top, the bottom, and the sides as evenly as I can get it. And then we're going to run that through the ink. Now I'm going to just grab a piece of copy paper. Or not. All of these are written on. Do I not have plain copy paper on my desk? Okay, maybe not. Alright, never mind. I'm just going to run it through like this. I normally would put a piece of copy paper over to protect it. I would recommend a piece of copy paper. Don't do as I do. Just so you have a protection to make sure that that doesn't overheat and melt into your ink machine. I think I'm doing fine here. All right, we're okay. It's coming through the other side just fine. And you just kind of want to hold it steady as it goes through. Okay, and then the last part would just be to cut off some of the edges on the bookmark, and if you wanted to poke a hole in the top and put some ribbon, you could do that. But there is my Winter Friends bookmark with added foiling, and I don't have to worry about that rubbing off or getting picked off because it's protected in the laminator, so it will be something that someone can use for years to come. And again, the products that I used all came from the Not2Shabby shop. I will have the link down below as well as a discount code for you. The two stamp sets were the Winter Friends, which includes the rabbit and the fox and warm winter wishes. The other one is Winter Sentiments. You warm my heart. Happy holidays. Hello winter. Missing you. The trees and the snowflakes. They are super cute together. Also the Lawn Fawn Snowy Sky stencil used along with the Deco Foil Transfer Gel Duo. And of course the Deco Foil, which is called again Glass Slippers. So you can pick all of these items up from the Not2Shabby shop and make your own fun winter cards or bookmarks or anything else, maybe tags, things like that. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.